The last time I played a ranked League of Legends game, my team took turns spam pinging me like it was a tag team match. Great. My support used every cooldown she had to steal all of my farm while emoting me after every one. Joy. I was called a sick autist and told to hang IRL. Uncalled for. By the 7-minute mark I was left 1v2 in lane to die alone. Awesome. My mid laner was literally running it down. That's expected, he's a Yasuo player. My support was boycotting the bot lane altogether while I was continuously getting flamed. Love this. Bear in mind I was not feeding and farming well given the circumstances, but this warranted me to be told to inflict self-harm like the disgusting pig I am. They then left the game and sat in fountain while asking for me to be 9x'd and telling me to enjoy my ban right before the defeat screen came up. I got demoted off of this incredibly rewarding experience as I sat there in silence, contemplating why I'm doing this to myself. I was left feeling wrongfully accused, tilted, and just depressed. I thought about how much happier and healthier I'd be without this game and all the things I could be doing instead, like going to bed at a reasonable time. So you know what I did? I immediately queued up for another game. A few years ago I created this channel when the content around the game was fun and full of creative ideas and edits. The replay system wasn't a total piece of shitty and turn-coded garbage, and I was motivated to make all sorts of fun videos. Now people only care about who is doing their 65th rank climb series and what part of the world they are currently in. The quote-unquote role models in this community are little toxic goblins who people are now modeling their own behavior off of. I've spoken with dozens of the top creators and they all say that any creative unique ideas just result in videos that flop like fish in a dry bucket because viewers only want to see the drama and the negativity, and with this being the style of content that most players are watching, it's having an effect on how people treat each other in games, and at least in my case, making me a less happy person. Now you're probably all wondering what I did to deserve being treated like a rabies-infected animal in the intro, so let's dive into it. For context, I started a series documenting my rank journey on my Boosted Betty channel. The idea was to try and provide something completely unique to the League of Legends scene where I use only the in-game chat to commentate the video. The idea isn't to spam chat all game, but to provide a calm chill background series to put on a second monitor during work or before bed without having to worry about some rage yelper interrupting the vibe with shouting out of nowhere, while occasionally sharing some of my thoughts in chat, and the content looked like this. Love or hate the idea, it was something I haven't seen before and the initial feedback was great. This was a game I was recording for that series, and you can see by the time I hit record my Jarvan was already being a douche canoe and raging after a failed invade. So I go about with my usual YouTube commentary introduction via chat, completely oblivious to the swinging dick fest I'm about to walk into with my asshole puckered. It's like these two were socially awkward toddlers with a fully loaded water gun just waiting for someone to make eye contact with them as the perceived invitation to unload on them, and me typing my intro was like I was proverbially glaring right into their eyes because it directed their flame towards the windshitter straight at me. My support is now committed to fulfilling the famous saying, "Karma's a bitch," by intentionally trying to steal my last hits and using empowered Qs to snipe cannon minions for me, acting like she has 30 super good-looking friends all eagerly watching her do this over her shoulder, absolutely cracking up at how funny she is for behaving this way. Since her primary objective is now dicking me over, her positioning lets the obese tiki-titted oak tree engage, but we still outtrade them just to show how easy this lane would be if she was being anything but a grade A villainous NPC. I moomed and don't want to be doomed while she is roaming, so I hit an early back, and in the time it takes me to return to lane, the pisshead peanut gallery has decided to pick an all-out fight to the death in our jungle over no objective when I'm clearly based, so naturally their deaths will be my fault, and also I now have autism and I should hang myself. I'm trying my best to continue my commentary, but at this point I could be typing out the winning lottery numbers to them and they'd still be calling for my mother to be slaughtered, so that obviously only made the situation worse. Chat is now the Comedy Central roast of Rav, just trying to make a unique video, all while toxic Tweedledee and Tweedledum as shit are running around the map together like a traveling clown circus. I'm hopeful, knowing in this elo that a perma-roaming support can be surprisingly disruptive as long as I stay alive and clear waves, but I'm slightly concerned that there isn't a strategy behind what they are doing. I'm getting pushed in like a bedazzled butt plug on an OnlyFans model, and with their ADC and a big wave crashing into my tower, I make the judgment call to not follow their support into our forest. I'm too fucking hard stuck to comment if that is the proper decision under normal circumstances, but I can say for a fact it was the wrong move in this one. At this point all logic states that I should just recognize this pathetic pile of poorly assembled chromosomes as what he is and move on, but some fucked up daddy approval issues mentality inside of me that I can't explain wants to be able to change his opinion of me, which makes this situation even more mentally taxing, so I get a bit defensive in my commentary, shifting the blame when I should have stayed quiet. Throw pedophile onto my resume and alert all the nearby schools, and then find me a noose so that I can, as so politely instructed, hang. I start typing that I think we can win, and right when I'm about to get gigatoxic, I push my tongue against the roof of my mouth and twist my nipples to remind myself I'm the bigger man. And as I struggle like a young goat in front of a hungry Komodo dragon to stay alive under this tower, I feel the need to get preemptively defensive against anyone in the comments that is currently typing up a hate message about why this is all my fault for playing Ziggs ADC, by saying not only is he the 4th highest win rate ADC at all ranks, I also had a good chat with one of the top solo Q ADCs in the world based around a tweet he made on why it's so good in the current meta. Anyways, I am now feeling the unnecessary self-induced extra pressure to perform, but I'm half health and my wind shitter enters an absolutely brain-dead situation where even if I would want to help, I'm Maokai rooted back in bumfuck Egypt. Add him to the list of people who are now verbally berating me as if I just stuck my thumb up their dog's asshole right in front of them as I get gangbanged under a soon-to-fall tower like I'm in a Jenga-themed porno shoot. I make the mistake of commentating the most obvious fact in the universe, that my team is toxic, which in hindsight was just more petroleum on top of the brainless flames that they were committed to growing, as they are now trying to gaslight me with the strength of numbers. The enemy team starts questioning which one of my teammates ants I fucked and posted clips of her bare asshole online to get this sort of treatment, as they stick to their story that I'm the issue in this scenario. My jungler suggests that I FF IRL once again while revealing his super mischievous plans of AF King, but not really, so that I lose full LP for the grave sins I've apparently committed in this game. The man, the myth, the dickhead himself is now in my lane, and in my opinion when he saw the jungler he inted into so many times, he's 2 levels up on him. He should have left, but he greeds giving me the opportunity to save him and finally earn his approval, but in true Rav fashion I fuck it up and end up making it worse. I guess I deserve this particular tongue lashing. This is followed by one more instructional manual of how I should spend my evening, while adding an additional nickname for me to go by before he officially leaves the game. He and Karma are now spending their time in Fountain thinking of all the super funny ways they can waste their own time in order to make a random stranger on the internet who did nothing to them miserable, which should honestly be the tagline of League of Legends at this point. I naively note that I have hopeless faith in Riot punishing such disgusting behavior, but deep down I know I'm just being as blind as an underfed outnumbered Ziggs walking into an unwarded bush. The game starts coming toward an end as Karma is calling for me to be mass reported, which is followed by more gaslighting than a propane lantern, which rounds out the summary of who I am as a person to a weirdo PDF pedophile disgusting pig, who is now also 1 division lower than before this amazing experience. I reported both players, but the ball is in your court, Riot, with the latest Korean server shit and that toxic Italian dude getting perm, and I'm expecting this to be a low-hanging fruit for you, because if stuff like this isn't going to get fixed, this game and experiences like this just aren't worth me wasting my time anymore. Sorry for the rant, but I think this just had to be highlighted, and I hope most of you can't relate to what I went through in this one. Rav out.